Hi, my name is Rock Hart, founder of Wildlife Protection Management. We're in the middle of the Diamond Tail Ranch where we've created a system that can send contraceptive vaccines to horses. The basic theory is the animal comes through right here, eats out of the bait section, and as the animal is eating out of the bait section, we target the triceps muscle of the horse. Now the triceps muscle of the horse is a go-to place already for a vaccine, so we weren't reinventing that. We're just taking advantage of how the animal stands and how they consistently place themselves. We were pleasantly surprised to find that once an animal comes up to the all-you-can-eat buffet, not all-you-can-eat buffet, but the walk-up clinic, so to speak, it's at that point that this box here can fire a dart that implants a microchip. Now this microchip then is perfectly placed so the next time it walks up, it's read by the antenna. Once we know what animal that is, we now can then send a vaccine. This is the system that can send vaccines, actually any vaccine. Not only can it just send a vaccine, it keeps it temperature controlled between whatever temperature ranges you need. In addition, if it's freezing, it'll keep it from freezing. So no matter what time of year or environment, whether it be the hot triple-digit summers or below freezing, we can keep the vaccine temperature controlled. In addition, we have a system, it's kind of a blister pack system, that keeps the vaccine darts totally secure. We basically have a little piece of tin foil we put here that breaks through, that always keeps those barrels close so that no dirt, debris, or anything gets in there, so that when the animal is hit with a vaccine, it doesn't have some kind of foreign object that gets put in it. These are the cameras. Now these cameras are situated so that we got a cross view of every single area. And that's basically because we want to make sure that the vaccine or the RFID is in the perfect position for the horse. We then can record that. We take that using our satellite dish systems, and we can totally upload that video, and we could see that the vaccine was a good hit, that we could see how it worked. We can see if there's any blowback out of the vaccine or whether there needs to be a follow-up on that. But when the horse comes back, we can always check the injection site. So all of this is automatically recorded. In addition, because of the microchips having the ability to read temperatures, when an animal comes up, we can tell you whether that horse is reading a fever. We keep a complete record from the date that we've microchipped that horse to the date we see it again, and we can look at the total temperature of that thing. It's like pulling the chart of a person who goes into a clinic. It's automatically done. When it comes up, it's recorded every single time that chip reads. This system knows more about a horse in the middle of nowhere than people know about a horse in their backyard. So our firm's mission, vision, and values was basically centered around humans. We believe humans to be the most invasive species. We've totally messed up the entire ecosystem. And so what we wanted to do was to create a system that was the most humane system in the world to deliver vaccines either for diseases or contraceptives. This is something that no one has ever done before. We hope that this will become the standard system to dealing with overpopulations. Humans are by far wanting to be much more humane. They want to be mutualists. They want to live side by side with wildlife. And so this system accomplishes that in a comprehensive and cost-effective way. So our company replaces the current system. The current system is people with single-shot dart rifles that are trying to sneak up on a horse and deliver a contraceptive. We're also replacing the roundups. The roundups using the helicopters are not only dangerous to the animals. We hate seeing the horses with broken legs or being rounded up or being disbanded, but this is also dangerous to humans. You have humans in helicopters that are flying 15 feet over the ground. That's not necessary. I don't think we need to do that. In addition, we're replacing people who just out of desperation and or cost effectiveness are killing the horses. These animals are beautiful, and it wasn't their fault that they're out here. We're able to implant a microchip very similar to a cat and dog in a horse, in probably the most humane way possible, where the horse doesn't even know it's been implanted with a chip. So when that animal comes up, we know that animal, we know when it needs a vaccine. We've been able to create satellite communications, so we can do this anywhere in the world. In addition, because we are in such a remote area, we're able to even use solar power. So we're using solar powered batteries to power everything. Another massive challenge was the vaccines, keeping them temperature controlled. That I know of, our patented system is the only one that could keep a vaccine between 34 and 43 degrees, and we can actually vary that temperature wherever you want, and even keep it from freezing. So this system can be placed anywhere in the world to address any overpopulation or disease. So our firm addresses many of the grand challenges, of which is water. There is not enough water for the domestic cattle or even the wild animals. And so with all the animals and the water problems we have, it definitely addresses that. We also address the health of even humans. As you know, with the latest disease, it's a zoonotic disease. West Nile is one of those diseases that can go from horses to animals, and there's a number of other diseases. Our system can actually address that by reading temperatures in animals to see if they have fevers or not. We address other issues like overpopulations. Like for education, people don't even know that these problems are occurring. And without the predators, we have to find a way to save our entire environment. It's being overeaten and overgrazed. So we started the firm in 2019. We'd been working on the idea for many years, but in 2019, we got our act together, we created our incorporation, and we got our patent in 2019 as well. So the founding team is as it was now. Jim Polito was one of the original members who was instrumental in coming up with the multiple dart idea. Frank Druitt, who is our IT and communications expert, and then our lead engineer, Jonathan West. Jonathan West is an amazing robotics guy who has a PhD in robotics. Also, one of the latest on the team, wasn't on the original team, is Chris Balzano. Chris Balzano is a lover of outdoors. He is an avid hunter, and yet he definitely sees the need to save the environment for the other species like deer and elk. So WPM, what we'd like to do is a service or product. And what I mean by that is there are many ranches like ours that probably wouldn't want a whole lot of people coming on the place. They would rather take care of it. In that particular case, that would be a product. And we would then teach the people, whoever lease our systems, how to service it. We'd prefer this to be a service-oriented business because we know the system better than anyone. So being able to feed it, keep the contraceptives loaded, keep the data connected for the customer so that we can prove to the customer exactly what is getting done, how many vaccines were delivered, what horses received vaccines. Even a year from now, we can tell them the health of that animal, including the injection site. That I know of, no one in the world has been able to pull this one off. So in scaling up our business, we believe that in 2 to 5 years, this could be a $10 million company, anywhere from 2 to 20 employees, probably more. We think with more time, up until 5 to 10 years, that this could be a $50 to $100 million company, particularly if we start going into the other countries like Australia, Bulgaria, Romania, South Africa, New Zealand, even China. We've saved all our patents in all those countries. And this is something that could address so many other species, from the kangaroos to the brumbies, which are wild horses in Australia, the feral swine, which are really rampant all over Europe, the United States, Australia. The potential of this company it could be very big in 5 to 10 years. We need help in scaling up the business so that we can hire the people to put these systems together. We need the people that we can hire in the remote areas. This is a job creation, not only in a place where these could be made, but in rural areas where jobs are desperately needed out in the areas like this. So we need help hiring those people. We need help manufacturing, and we need help in R&D. This is something that isn't stopping here. This is only the start of it could be a potential worldwide impact.